Are you suffering from burnout at your job? Climbing the corporate ladder and making your boss rich can be draining. Let's talk about it. Make sure to stick around to the end of this video to see how you can escape the corporate ladder. They call it the Great Resignation, the time when everyone realized that there's more important things than work. But wait, let's back up. It was March 2020 when the world shut down. It was a time of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Fear for our loved ones and our health, uncertainty of what the future might hold, and doubt that we will ever get our life back. But slowly, things started to improve a little bit as 2022, 2023 rolled around. It started to feel safe again to go to the store, to go to your parents' or your grandparents' house for the holidays, to go to a crowded sporting event or concert, whatever you like to do. It started to feel safe. And what does this mean? It means it's time to go back to work, back to the office. So for most of us, what do we do every day? We wake up, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8. We get ready, we eat breakfast if there's time. We drive to work. We work for 8, 9, 10 hours. We drive home. We try to find something to do to relax for a couple hours. We eat dinner. We go to sleep. And we wake up and we do it all again, day after day. But the last couple of years popularized a new term, something that's been made famous, working remote. For a lot of the American workforce, this new concept gave them a taste of what it meant to not go to work from 8 to 5 or 7 to 5, and it tasted oh so sweet. People started realizing, wait a minute, I don't really want to go back to that same routine that I've been doing for years and years. That work might not be the only important thing in life, and there's a lot of other opportunities that are out there. For many, this desire to work remote meant having to quit their jobs and find a new career, as companies started reopening their offices and demanding their employees return. And that's exactly what a lot of people did, and thus, the Great Resignation. "2021 set a new record for the highest number of people quitting their jobs at 47.8 million. But then, in 2022, that number was even higher when another 50.5 million people quit their jobs. Now, many attribute this to COVID-19, when a lot of the American workforce got a taste of what it meant to have a new routine finally, to wake up later, to wear whatever was comfortable, to not have to go spend $8 on a fancy coffee every morning just to feel energized. But according to Harvard Business Review, this trend has actually been a growing phenomenon going all the way back to 2009. And I tend to agree. I think this has deeper roots, and the pandemic just shone a light on it. Whatever the cause, the result is the same. People deciding that they can be spending their time in much better ways and making the final decision to quit their jobs. Let's be honest. For most, working remote meant taking most of the day off and doing things they actually enjoy doing. For some, that's playing video games. For others, that was traveling with friends and family or exploring the outdoors. Whatever it was something that they truly were passionate about. And that's what I think this all boils down to, passion. I think that's the common denominator in all of this. Yes! In general, people are not really passionate about their job, which has led to frustration, stress, and many deciding to take that opportunity to find something new. Sure, there might be a select few who manage to find the perfect marriage between work and passion, but those are very few and far between. Most people have, maybe a hobby or two that they enjoy doing, but until recently, it was rare to be able to turn those hobbies and those passions into a way to make a living. Now, with everyone walking around with 4K video camera in their pocket, or an Etsy store online available for millions of people to visit, people are closer than ever before to finding a way to turning their passions into revenue. Sound familiar? If you're still watching, I assume so. Maybe you're one of the ones that quit your job, knows your passion, knows the next steps, and if that's the case, congratulations. That was not me. In fact, I started to realize I didn't really have anything I was passionate about at all. For the last 10 plus years, if somebody would have asked me, hey, what are you passionate about? I would not have had an answer for them. But recently, since I decided to start making these YouTube videos, I found that I actually really enjoy doing it. I have almost no idea what I'm doing, clearly, but the filming, the editing, the creative process of what it takes to put together one of these YouTube videos, I found that I really enjoy. Not only that, but I've always been a big fan of cool tech and gadgets. And this whole world of cameras, lighting, microphones, and all these gadgets that come along with filmmaking are just leading me into a whole new world that I never knew existed. And I love it. Now, I spent some time earlier talking about the Great Resignation, so you're probably thinking that this is one of those videos where I'm going to tell you, okay, it's time to quit your job and just start fresh. But no, that's not my advice. I don't plan on quitting my job, and I don't think that's the best idea for most of you guys out there. I can see why people have decided to try something new. I get it. I understand the drive to just say, this isn't what I want for the rest of my life. But for me, I find a certain level of happiness just knowing that I can support my family. And uprooting that and starting over would just send our lives into a complete tailspin, both financially and emotionally. Not just mine, but my wife's and ultimately my daughter's. And I don't think that's good for anybody. I think the solution is actually a lot easier than that. We just need to put ourselves out there. Find a new hobby and be okay with sucking at something for a little bit. And maybe, with any luck, one or two of those hobbies can turn into a passion, whether you can monetize it or not. And it can be anything. For some, maybe gardening, or cooking, or photography, or filmmaking, or bowling, golf, or one of a million other things. My advice is simple. Find a hobby, create a passion. If you haven't realized by now, that's exactly why I decided to start this YouTube channel. So please subscribe, stick around, and join me on my journey exploring this new passion of mine. Thanks, and see you in the next video.